Hello everyone and welcome to the Friday Focus practice. Today we're going to be focusing on getting some release, some deep release in the shoulders. So for today's practice you're going to need a blanket, which I'm already sitting on, and a belt. We're going to begin in Sukhasana with your legs crossed. Bring your hands to your knees, palms facing up. Close the eyes here. Drop the sit bones and drop the knees towards the floor and gently lift the pit of the abdomen and lift the sternum, lifting the spine. Keep the face soft, eyes soft, and bring your awareness to your breath. And now begin to bring your awareness to your shoulders. Just observe how the shoulders feel right now in this moment. As you inhale, bring more awareness to the areas where you may be carrying some tension. And as you exhale, try to release that tension on the exhalation breath. Just notice if you carry tension while just sitting. And see if you can get the shoulders to release a little bit, the neck to release a little bit. And now slowly open your eyes. Interlock your fingers, turn your palms away from you, and bring the arms up, pressing the hands up towards the ceiling. Drop the sit bones into the floor and press the hands towards the ceiling. Eyes open, face soft. Continue to be aware of your breath, in and out. And now bring your awareness back to your shoulders again. See how the shoulders feel in this pose. Is there any tension? What part of the shoulders are you having tension? On the right side, on the left side? In the tops of the shoulders or the shoulder blades? Continue to drop the sit bones and press the hands away from the sit bones. And release and bend the elbows. Bring the hands back in front of you. Now change the interlock of your fingers. Opposite finger on top. Turn the palms out. Bring the arms up. Notice if that changed anything in the pose by putting the opposite finger on top and changing the interlock. Do you feel it in a different part of the body? A different part of the arms, hands, shoulders. Press those hands up towards the ceiling. Inhale into the shoulders. Exhale, release any tension in the shoulders. And release the hands, bring the arms down. Bring the hands to the knees. Inhale, lift the shoulders. Exhale, roll the shoulders back and make a half circle with the shoulders. Inhale, lift. Exhale, rotate back and down and then forward. Back to center. Inhale, lift, up. Rotate back and down, making that half circle, bringing the shoulders back to center. And one more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, rotate back, down. Full rotation there, back to center. Now bring your right hand towards the wall behind you. Your palm is facing you. Bring the left arm up and squeeze. Squeeze that right arm into the body. Straight right arm here. Moving the right hand away from the right shoulder. Lift the pit of the abdomen and lift the sternum. Continue to squeeze here. As you're practicing this, just be aware, where do you feel that tension? Or is this hard for you? Is it challenging for you? Can you get into the pose a little bit more? Can you release those muscles a little bit more on the exhalation breath? Continuing to lift the sternum. Straight spine in these poses. And release and switch sides. Left arm over to the right side. Bring the right arm up and squeeze that right arm into the body. And release that shoulder. Releasing even more with each exhalation, long exhalation breath. Good. Now release and switch sides. Same pose. Right arm to the left side of the room. Squeeze that right arm. And now we're going to do something a little bit different. You're going to lift up a little bit with the left arm and then turn the right arm. Squeeze that right arm and come into a twist here a little bit and then rest the chin on the right shoulder. Straight right arm here. Lift the pit of the abdomen. Lift the sternum. And release and switch sides. Left arm over to the right side. Squeeze the left arm with the right arm. And then lift up and pull the left arm to the right side of the room. Put the chin on the left shoulder. And release. Just observe how the shoulders feel right now after just those few poses. Eyes open. Now lift the shoulders, roll the shoulders back and down. Half circle. Let's do this 3 times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, roll back and down and then forward back to center. Inhale, lift. Roll back, exhale, down. And release. Now let's switch the sitting pose. We're going to come into Virasana. So I like to fold my blanket like this to give me a little bit more height in Virasana. Bring your knees to the edge of the mat. Knees together, sit back on the blanket. Sit in between the heels, toes pointing away from the knees. Knees together as much as you can. Drop the sit bones, lift the pit of the abdomen, and lift the sternum. So I'm going to show you this next pose. There's 2 versions that you can do depending on you. I'm going to show you first, and then we'll do it together. You're going to interlock your fingers behind you. Hands moving away from the head, straightening the arms here. And then you're going to lift the arms up. Again, don't do it just yet. We're going to do it together. You're going to lift the arms up as much as you can. You're rolling those shoulders together. And release. If that's difficult for you to do, let's say you can interlock your fingers, but you can't lift the arms, or maybe you can't interlock your fingers at all. This is your pose. This is your option here. You're going to use your belt. Make the loop as wide, at least as wide as your shoulder blades to start. Behind your back, you're going to bring your hands in between the belt and then press against the belt to create tension, like this. Bring the belt behind you. Bring the hands in between. Just below the wrists here, press the arms away from each other, creating tension in the belt. Roll the shoulders back and then lift. So, whichever you can do, you'll do it with me now. Make sure to use that belt if you've got tension. You want to get some height in this pose. Bring your arms behind you, interlock your fingers. Move the hands away from the head, or if you're using the belt, use the technique I just said. And now move the arms up towards the ceiling. Lift the pit of the abdomen, lift the sternum. Move the arms up as much as you can, rolling the shoulders towards each other. Moving the shoulder blades into the body as much as you can. Softening the neck, softening the face, softening the eyes. And release. You can take your belt and put it aside for now. We're going to come into Adho Mukha Svanasana, or downward facing dog. Sit back on the heels. Drop the belly in between the thighs. Put the forehead on the floor. Walk the hands away from the knees, creating length in the body. Shift the weight forward. Curl the toes under. Arms are shoulder distance apart. Curl the toes under. Come onto the tips of the toes. Feet hip distance apart. Press the hands into the floor. Drop the head down, drop the chest down, and then rotate. So rotate the shoulder blades away from the spine. Straight arms here. Inhale, exhale. Now drop the heels down into the floor. Let the head drop, let the head hang. Rotate the shoulder blades away from the spine. Good, now bend your knees and look towards your hands and walk your feet towards your hands. Straighten the legs and catch the elbows. Let the head hang. In Uttanasana. Press the thighs towards the wall behind you. Bring your hands onto your thighs. Press into the thighs. Inhale with a flat back. Sweep the arms up overhead, palms together. Exhale. Bring your hands to your chest. Okay, now stand in Tadasana. Feet hip distance apart. Press the feet down. Lift the kneecaps. Move the sacrum into the body. Lift the pit of the abdomen and lift the sternum. Bring the arms up overhead, palms facing each other. Press the feet down and move the hands away from the floor. And release and interlock the fingers behind you. Use the belt variation that we just went through earlier if you have difficulty interlocking the hands here. So straighten the arms, roll the shoulders back, move the arms up. Inhale, straight legs, thighs pressing towards the wall behind you. Exhale, drop the arms over the head here. Remember to use the belt if you need to. Let the arms drop down towards the floor. Keep the face soft, eyes open, looking in between the knees. And now drop your hands towards your lower back, towards the floor. And rest the hands on the lower back. Release the fingers and drop the arms. Catch the elbows here if you need to. If you can touch the floor, you can put your hands on the floor here. In Uttanasana, looking through the legs, thighs pressing towards the wall behind you. Good, now bring your hands onto your thighs, press into the thighs. Inhale with a flat back. Sweep the arms up overhead, palms together. Exhale. Bring the thumbs to the heart center, looking down into the pit of the thumbs. Inhale, lift the head. Good. Now, sit on your mat. Knees bent, feet on the floor. Use the toes to get the heels closer to the sit bones, as close to the sit bones as you can. Press the feet into the floor. Lift the pelvis off the floor, rolling up. Interlock the hands. Rock from side to side and come onto the shoulders here. Press the hands down. Press the feet down into the floor. Knees are pressing towards each other and lift the pelvis up towards the ceiling. Drop the pit of the abdomen towards your head. Soften the throat, soften the eyes. And release. Bring your knees into your chest, hug the knees. Inhale, exhale, bring the forehead as close to the knees as you can. And release. Inhale, exhale, bring the forehead to the knees. And release. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the forehead to the knees. And release. Drop the feet to the floor, one leg at a time. Straighten the legs. Roll the shoulders under, palms to the side. Eyes closed. Soft eyes, soft face. Bring your awareness to your breath. Soft eyes, soft face, awareness on the breath. Allowing the body to drop into the floor, allowing the shoulders to spread wide and drop into the floor. And bring your awareness to your shoulders. Just observe how they feel now compared to how they felt before you started this practice. And see if you can get them to release even more and soften and spread wide on the floor. Now bring your awareness back into the room. Begin to move the fingers and the toes. Bring your knees into your chest. Roll over onto your right side. Bring your left hand in front of your chest. Press your left hand into the floor and inhale. Come up. Sit in Sukhasana. Hands on the knees. And slowly open your eyes. Bring your palms together, thumbs at the heart center. Namaste. So if you do have tension in your shoulders, I recommend practicing that often. You don't have to do the whole practice. You can just do the sequence where you're sitting, and you'll find that you'll get a lot of release of tension in the shoulders. And if you do it every day or at least 5 times a week, you're going to get some tremendous benefit. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope you get some release in your shoulders.